Well, there's the engine that you see inside a center circle. Look at that well-played ball there from Kaffa to find Rivas. Rivas probably wishes he had that one back, but a takeaway. Corrales towards the corner flag, having to fight off two defenders there. Not much that he could do with that ball. Results in the giveaway, and Ugarte tries to head that one clear, and here's Mr. Ochoa. Sammy has a bit of space, likes to play that ball back centrally, comes back out, and there's the shot. Not much on it from Ochoa. Still, though, Barea trying to go to the inside. Blackwood was there.
It's quite end-to-end, isn't it? It's a good game. Good game. You know, both sides possessing the football, wanting to play it on the grass. Just saw a glimpse of Sammy Ochoa there pulling away to the left, you know, and got in space, had a shot, but it was well blocked by the defender.
From the wing, lays the ball to the outside. Here's Kaffa. Kaffa's cross finds Corrales up off the back line. Steps over, leaves for Rivas. A shot towards the back post, and well, Mata was in the vicinity. And the Roughnecks' first real opportunity, and we'll get a chance to see here on the replay. Watch this cross from, that's actually Rivas that was on that ball.
Rivas, you know, that's a dangerous ball in there, and it just needed Christian Mata a few yards further forward, and that would have been a tap-in. But good signs from the home side there, getting round the back of the defence. And Rivas, as we said, playing against his former club, would love to score tonight.
We'll have plenty of opportunities tonight to discuss the new attack from Sacramento, but we are very well versed in Sammy and being able to hold up that ball, uses his frame, back to the goal type guy. Also, though, typically makes all the correct passes once he has that ball that's on his foot. But in having Blackwood and having Nishaw there, one, it also allows an opportunity to kind of play in behind Sammy Ochoa a little bit. And also Nishaw and Blackwood just create space for Sammy. And that's one thing that we found out last year. Sammy needs more than anything is just having a little bit more space. And he also needs someone that is able to, you know, service him the ball. If you have that one player that's capable of servicing Sammy Ochoa, Sammy's a finisher, is what Sammy Ochoa is. And Sacramento has been fortunate to see that so far here in the early going.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just need someone. It's almost like unlocking doors, isn't it? You know, and like you say, Blackwood and Nishaw are a handful for any defence, and there they are, the three of them. It turns into a 4-3-3 for Sacramento very quickly. And as you say, Sammy Ochoa needs no second invitation to have a go at goal.
Ugarte playing up the touchline. Flag is up. Francisco Ugarte, maybe someone that we haven't given enough credit to so far here in the early going of the season, but he's had, I feel like, an outstanding opening two matches here in the 2017 season.
Couldn't agree more, Pop. He's been really good. He's had different partners at the back, hasn't he, with Bouchard and Jadema. And, you know, he stood firm. He's a great player. Here he is on the ball again now.
Spent some time in Germany. Native of Chile. Here's Mata. Mata onto the ball. Keeper comes out of the box. Mata turns and sends that one to the side of the net as Mata crashes down. Hey, give credit there to Jakubek, who came out to cut down that angle from Christian Mata, and Mata just tried to touch to the side to him. But there's the difference that Mata makes in this contest here in the early going.
Yeah, Christian Mata trying to go round the keeper there. Of course, credit to the keeper who took him wide. Maybe if he had that one back, he might have had a shot, you know, and tried to go across the keeper. I know Paul Buckle was pretty upset with his defence there, and the giveaway further up the field as well.
That's some of that shakiness that we talked about in the early going.
Yeah.
You know, Moffitt was guilty of that a couple of times in the early portion last week against Orange County. You've seen that time and time again, some of the giveaways, and that was another opportunity there. Christian Mata probably wishes that he had back. The thing about Mata is it's always been, after the ankle injury, his fitness level with Christian Mata. And he struggled with that because he could never get that ankle quite right. Here's Sacramento on the break. Just missed on that opportunity as Blackwood had that run centrally down the pitch, and now here comes Tulsa. And we've marveled at how fast that their break has been at times. A great cross there from Kaffa. Settles towards the byline. And knocked out. And this will be the first corner now coming up for the Roughnecks.
Yeah, good break there. It's end-to-end game. And there was our man, Bourgeois, winning the ball there in the midfield. Put it out wide to left to Kaffa. Kaffa's ball in there was over the back onto the right-hand side, and Calistri was shut down well by the defenders, but a corner for the Roughnecks.
That's one area that Dave Vaudreuil said that this Roughnecks side would be extremely dangerous in, and that is the counterattack. Always looking to push forward. Here's Kaffa. Kaffa's ball swings inside and picked out of the air easily. Jakubik has it and will now push the Republic forward, and will go on the outlet to the outside as Sammy is knocked down.
Interesting one with the keepers as well, isn't it, for Sacramento? You know, Jakubek's in tonight. I think he played the first game against Seattle Sounders, and then in came Evan Newton, who we know, Pop, we've seen play for OKC, of course, and it's Jakubek has been preferred tonight. So two good keepers.
Newton had quite the save around the 11th minute on the kick save. This back line and also combination of keepers for Sacramento, you know, last season averaging giving up less than 1 goal per game on the year.
But it's early in the season, isn't it? You know, and everybody's trying to settle in. Coaches are trying to pick their lineups. You know, Roughnecks have been fairly settled so far, but it's early in the season, so lots can change.
Ball sent forward. Here's Ayala. Oh, Ayala would have had a free run onto it and was knocked down on the foul, and Cazares.
Yeah, it was a card shown there, wasn't there? Because Ayala was going to be through on goal. He was very wide on the field.
He was free, though. He had broken through. We'll see on the replay here. Just takes this one touch there with the head, and as a former defender, I don't necessarily mind that foul.
Clemente was the man who got the yellow card.
Yes.
Yeah.
This will give Kaffa now an opportunity.
It's a great game, isn't it? Fantastic game. It's end to end. Both sides really going at it tonight. Great game.
Correa is the one-man wall. Referee has them set. Here's the service from Kaffa. Deep, that's there. And Jakubik goes up. 2 Roughneck players were in the area, including Bradley Bourgeois. You saw Bourgeois kind of slap both hands together, and we'll catch the replay.
That is great goalkeeping. I mean, any goalkeeper watching that, you know, and when you're a defender, I've said it before in commentary, when you are a defender, that's what you want your keeper to do. Shout, keeper's ball, come out, take it both hands confidently. He got a bit of a knock, I think, to the back. Brilliant, and foiled the danger.
Well, and it's a good challenge coming up off the back line by Bourgeois as well to try to go up in the air and get that ball.
Yeah, absolutely, and we know that Bradley Bourgeois can score goals. Here it is again. But you watch the keeper's confidence here. Ball comes in, slowing down the action. There is the challenge for Bourgeois, which is perfectly fair, but that's great, great goalkeeping.
Another opportunity, this one a bit too heavy. It was Kosuke who came up off the back line. Here's Ochoa. That ball played square there near midfield. Roughnecks kind of surrounding there, had 4 defenders within the vicinity. And Sacramento will elect to build here from the back. Trying to find Ochoa there. Bourgeois was able to get in first. Here's Mata. Calistri slipped and fell there, and you can see Kaffa there screaming out. Extremely upset there is Kaffa. There's Kiffy. Kiffy, one of the best players for the Republic last season. Good job of shielding off there. 36 appearances in 2016. Great at making those runs forward. Very good as well on service provided from some of the crosses. And you knowing Paul Buckle the way that you do, Paul Buckle is not afraid to use those fullbacks in that attacking mode.
Yeah, very good coach, and he will come up with different surprises. I mean, when he was in England, he enjoyed having his two wingers, you know, traditional left or right wingers, getting behind defences, getting crosses in, you know, and here, you know, as you say, Kiffy, I think he's brought the best out of Kiffy, because I think he's an outstanding player. And I remember him in the 4-0 victory for Sacramento on the last day of the season, albeit the Roughnecks, you know, playing for a bit of pride. You know, Kiffy was great. He was outstanding for me, and he's a fine player.
There's Ochoa from the center circle. Ball played from Berea to the outside. It's Blackwood. That's on this one. Blackwood fighting there with Ugarte, the veteran. And now we'll say we had a push. Result in a kick coming up here. Kosuke is pleading his case. Having a conversation there with Coach Vaught.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? We haven't seen too much of Kimura tonight, but I think it was a pullback on the Blackwood. Tyler Blackwood, born in London, had played for QPR, Queen's Park Rangers, there in West London. Now playing his trade over here with Sacramento Republic.
Kiffy and Berea. Berea led the club last season with 9 assists. 3,000 minutes last year for Danny Berea. This one curling out, and a goal kick now coming up for the Roughnecks.
And if memory serves, Pop, I think Berea put in a very fine free kick in that 4-0 victory as well. It was one of those very special kicks from about 25 yards out.
We got a good look there at Brian Byers, goalkeeper for Tulsa. How good has he been so far in the early going?
He's been fantastic. I mean, you know, he has done everything you would expect a keeper to do and more. And he's been a real rock at the back, and a very good addition to this team.
There's a giveaway, that throw in there from Ochoa just out of the reach of Nishaw. Byers has it quickly on the outlet pass. And here come the Roughnecks. Corrales forward, now Kaffa. Ugarte, plenty of space. Kosuke not afraid to play up there on the outside, has that one taken away, and here's Blackwood. Kosuke trying to track him down from behind, does so. Good veteran defending there, not giving up on that play, and Kosuke had to get on his horse to try to track down Tyler Blackwood there.
I think Kosuke, by his own professional high standards, would say himself he hasn't had the best start to this game, but that was an outstanding tackle. He never gave up, as you said, Pop.
Extremely physical player is Kosuke. Here's Nishaw. Boy, there's an overlapping run there on the outside from Horde, who was calling for it. Still calling for it on this side as he had some space, and Sacramento will switch it to the opposite side. Dangerous ball played in. Ugarte heads this one free of the box. And Calistri on the challenge just to make sure that Horde isn't all alone there on the touchline.
So far, so good from the Roughnecks defending point of view. As you mentioned, Byers the keeper. And then we've got this back four in front of them, which is Bradley Bourgeois come back in. He's just limping a little bit there, Bourgeois, actually. But they've held firm, and we mentioned in the commentary earlier on, you know, Ugarte's been outstanding as well at centre-back. So much better for the Roughnecks this season, and defending very, very well.
New Balance is now the official sportswear provider for the Tulsa Roughnecks FC. Look for the full line of New Balance products in the Roughnecks team store at One Oak Field. Kaffa harassed from behind. Kaffa was looking for a shove there from behind. It gets rewarded with the throw-in. Assistant trying to get Kaffa to calm down just a bit.
I think he wanted a free kick, didn't he? But
yes, he did.
He got a throw in.
In the 22nd minute, still scoreless. Sacramento starting to probe a little bit more. There's a chip played inside the box, looking for Nishaw, unable to get on top of it. Kosuke tries to clear. Mata could not get to it in enough time, and more possession now held by Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento have just upped their possession a little bit, haven't they? But here we go with the Roughnecks.
To the opposite end, Calistri just a bit in front of Joey Calistri, who got the game winner last week against RGV. Calistri, homegrown player for the Chicago Fire there in Deerfield, Illinois. Boy, almost disastrous for Sacramento.
Yeah, that was a strange one. Calistri kind of waited, didn't he? And then just saw the keeper put the ball down and ran straight in. And he did actually block the clearance, but then keeper got lucky.
Calistri is the #2 leading goal scorer in Northwestern history. He's had 14 appearances with the Fire. And we've seen him, likes to really press up the field. Watch this.
Yeah, I think you'll see Calistri come in. Look at that. Look how quickly he shut the space down. That's class. And he really was watching the keeper to see when he was going to put that ball down.
Would we refer to that as cheeky by Calistri?
We would. We would say that was cheeky.
I'm working on it.
Well, there's a lot of English connections tonight. So, you know, you've got Blackwood and Paul Buckle, of course, you know, but it's great. It's cheeky is what we would call that play.
Tonight's broadcast originating from the Bank of Oklahoma booth at One Oak Field. Bank of Oklahoma proud to support the Tulsa Roughnecks in the 3rd year of bringing professional soccer back to the city of Tulsa. The weather has been absolutely fantastic here. Sacramento coming in town. Here's Moffitt, not afraid to let one go off of the deflection. Byers has to quickly get to the post.
Yeah, you're right. Moffitt, the Glaswegian, he's a Scotsman, 30 years old now, not afraid to have a go from anywhere, is he? Referee's just going to have a little word, I think, with the Sacramento player here, is he? No, he's just bringing the ball back. But yeah, Moffitt is not afraid, is he, to have a go, and that one was blocked by the defender. Here's the foul. That's just Nishaw there, just clipping the heels.
It's Corrales, and a great ball from Calistri to drop it right in over the shoulder for Corrales. Corrales cutting towards, or trying to, and what a great defensive battle that is. Mata almost had a steal inside the 18. That's Modu on the challenge, able to keep it alive for the Roughnecks. And Corrales one more time. Can he track it down in enough time? And unable to do so.
I think it's Modu's down, isn't it?
It is.
Moffitt's just gone over sportingly, I think, to see. Yeah, there he is.
Trying to see exactly where. Looks like Modu's right leg may be the area of concern right now.
Break-in play, much needed for the players. It's been a really good game, Pop, I'll say again. I mean, 25 minutes, coming up 26 minutes has flown by because both teams are really going at this, and it's pretty end-to-end, actually. It's quite unusual, isn't it? There's not a lot of play in the midfield. It's very quickly got up to the front men, and then, you know, both defenses have done pretty well so far.
Modu has a very interesting story. Born in Gambia, adopted and moved to the United States at the age of 4 and grew up in Atlanta. Played for Colo Colo, one of the more well-known teams there in South America.
And obviously versatile. He's able to play centre back or, you know, central midfield. So,
and that's that position that he slid up into with Fernandez away at camp.
And he did do it, didn't he, in the 1-0 win last week? Because I remember Bourgeois came on as a late sub, and you know, he was moved up into the midfield, so he can play both. And obviously for Coach Vods, that's fantastic, isn't it, to have a player that you can say, okay, he can slot in there and there. You know, that's really good for a coach.
There's Ugarte being able to fight back. Corrales, who defected while visiting family on a visa. He defected in 2015. Ayala. Ankle hurting there, and he's going to hop up.
Cazaro's just clipping the back of him there, but combative midfield player.
Good look at the bench. There's Ian Sventussen, who did have 2 goals in the opening match against Colorado Springs, but due to the forfeit, those have been wiped clean. Ball over the top, just out of the reach. Kosuke was up off the back line, again pushing forward. Kaffa now to the outside, and the flag goes up. Maybe 1 step off there from Ayala. Soccer fans, Nike is the official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com.
And I think we'll see Swantassen at some stage tonight. Totally different player, isn't he, than Christian Mata. So, you know, that probably will happen later on in the game, one would have thought. Or, of course, he could go up top and there could be 2 up top. So I'm not saying Mata is going to be sacrificed for him, but a good player, and he's obviously shown, as you said, even though they've been chalked off, you know, he's a good goal scorer.
Throw in here for Sacramento. Of course, always keeping track of Sacramento and what they've been able to build. Hopefully getting that call up to MLS here in the near future. Here's the Roughnecks, though. Opportunity here on the break. Kaffa elects to go to the opposite side, tucks it back in. Oh, maybe 1 touch too far out in front. And the Republic will turn this one away.
Well, I think if Kaffa had that one back, he might well have just slipped it left. Yeah, you're waving your arm in exactly the same place as I was. You know, we might get a replay on that and we'll see, but that was a really good opportunity. And having said that, it was a class ball to the right, but not the right one, I think, by his own standards.
Here's Horde. Horde had a lot of success last season when Clemento went down. Played exceptionally well at right back. Did Elliott. Of course, Clemento had a battle back 8 months long for that knee injury and the recovery. Cut back to the inside. We'll lay this one back. Moffitt. It's good defending there by the Roughnecks. Now they will try to push forward. Back line for Tulsa now, almost in a straight line.
Yeah, they push up high, don't they? Which obviously squeezes the play.
They had to be a tad bit careful. Kosuke was trailing to the inside, and Sacramento had two players out wide that were trying to slip in from behind. Jadama. Now here's Ayala.
Roughnecks seem to be having their best opportunities when they do break away, and you know that's when they pressure the Sacramento midfield and force them into a mistake, and then they can get it forward very, very quickly. As you said, that's something that Coach Vods has wanted to do this season.
Yeah, we've heard Coach Vods say a number of times that even he felt like that, obviously wanting a bit more possession, but at times even felt like maybe they've played a tad bit slow. There's Kaffa with another great ball out wide. Boy, on a dime one more time from Juan Kaffa. Chimera. There's Jadama with a touch towards the byline and somehow able to save that one, and the Roughnecks have now earned themselves a throw in deep. I have to play back a tad bit here to keep possession. Bourgeois, or high press there from Moffitt. Rivas.
This is good possession from the Roughnecks here.
This is the most amount of possession that we've seen from them so far here in the first 34 minutes. As of right now, Tulsa with the slight lead in possession, around 52% so far here in the early going. And that has taken a turn. Oh, nice ball played in. Mata trying to run onto it. It's going to be a difficult ball for Mata to try to send that one across as he approached the byline.
But good signs that he made that run to be found there, Pop, even though, you know, he was forced out wide. You're right.
That's shades of rookie season for Christian Mata on that run.
Yeah. He needs a good performance, and, you know, he's done okay so far. Up there on his own quite a lot of the time, but you know, forced out wide there, but he's making those runs, and that's what you need, winning runners.
Blackwood was showing there, had his hand up, making that run directly towards Bourgeois. Maybe wanted the service a little bit earlier. Elected not to give it to him, and Moffitt will now play back. Ugarte wins that battle with Ochoa. Step over there. Here's Kaffa. Oh, that ball almost able to sneak through. Kaffa would have had an opportunity if you could have got onto that one. Roughnecks now have to get back in a hurry. Here comes Sacramento on the break. Touch to the outside. Slide there from... That was Ayala on the slide. There's a header towards the back post, but Byers has it covered up. Well, on the ball from Nishaw, as you saw, Ayala come sliding through and was able to turn that one away, and quickly on the counterattack, here comes Tulsa. Rivas. Kaffa now. Header there from Mata looking for Calistri.
Well, that was Kaffa's ball finding Mata on the far post, and a really nice cushioned header down for Calistri, and a great block, and the ball didn't even go out for a corner, but a wonderful ball from Kaffa to find Mata on the far post there.
And a great play from Mata as well to try to use that header to find Calistri, who had camped up there inside the box.
No, it certainly was. It was just, you know, Christian Mata's doing well up there. He's making those runs. He's had one opportunity on goal. But, you know, he's working hard up there for the cause. He's going over there to go get a drink. There's the ball, kids.
on this great night here at One Oak.
Good crowd in Pop, isn't it? I mean, the lawns are full. We've got supporters all around the ground. I would guess, and I am only guessing, that this is a better crowd than last Saturday, so therefore we'd be above the 5,000 mark.
Fans, you can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM FC, channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check out uslsoccer.com for dates and times. Long ball as the flag goes up. Juan Kaffa is so animated. Shaking his fist there at the assistant on the opposite side of the pitch. Two pretty evenly matched teams so far here through the 38th minute. Touch the outside. Bourgeois, first one to knock it out of the air. Hord's able to draw a foul. Rivas unlucky as Sacramento wants to go early.
Yeah, good idea to try and catch the defense out, but the Roughnecks were up to the challenge.
Blackwood might have gotten away with a lazy throw there.
Yeah.
Somehow still finds his way. And finally the Roughnecks on the clearance. Settled there by Berea. Berea towards the center of the pitch, has a go with the left, and Byers will watch this one trickle by to his left, just to the opposite side of the post. Gives us an opportunity to say thank you to Court Furniture Rental. They've played a key role in making the Roughnecks players feel at home in Tulsa. Court Furniture, there when you need it and gone when you don't.
And there's the bearded Byers, who hasn't really popped in the first 39 minutes, had a save to make, which is, you know, a good defensive performance against the likes of Sammy Ochoa and, you know, the other two, Blackwood and Neeshaw, and the rest that come through Barrera, you know. So Sacramento are an attacking side and will score lots of goals this season. So far, so good for the keeper and his defense.
Byers, the Oklahoma City native from Putnam North High School there in Oklahoma City. Had signed originally with the Energy in 2015. Last year spent some time with Rio in Oklahoma City. Gets to continue on his career playing here in his home state. Moffitt. Well done there from Tulsa to be able to clear out of their back end. Kaffa, nice ball. And a better run from Rivas. Rivas settles onto it. Has some time now. Elects to cut to the inside. Slips it in there. There's Calistri. And Calistri's shot bangs off the side of the net. Boy, how about that quick counter?
Wonderful ball, but I have to say the linesman does have his flag up on the far side for offside, but what a wonderful ball. You know, Kaffa is one of these players that, you know, you would pay the entrance money just to see that lad play, wouldn't you? He just makes the game of football look effortless, and all his balls through have been fantastic. Just caught Calistri offside there, though.
Here's Sammy. Turns, looks, finds Moffitt there. Moffitt one touch there to the inside. Knocked off of the ball as Neeshaw tumbles to the ground. Clementa through the center circle. Moffitt plays one towards the corner flag, and Blackwood ends up saving on the heads-up play the goal kick. So now a deep throw in for Tulsa as Corrales. Little shield there from Clementa as Sacramento will build from the back. They go to the opposite side of the field. 42nd minute now, still scoreless between these two sides. Sacramento has the lead in this series between these two teams. 4-0 here at One Oak on the final weekend of last season. To the opposite end. Well, and knocked off the ball. And good defending from Sacramento to thwart that Roughneck attack. And now we're going to have what looks like another booking.
Yeah, I think it was Ugarte there, wasn't it? Going in, showing his cleats, and that one was a little bit naughty in the challenge there, and he gets a yellow card. We'll see it here. I think he just lifts his leg here, just trying to get the ball back and late. And that's the right decision for the referee.
So Ugarte booked in the 43rd. Soccer fans, Nike, an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Modu sticking with his man there near midfield. It's Moffat turning and looking and to the opposite side.
He's seen a lot of the ball, hasn't he, Moffat? He does a little bit like we were saying Colin Fernandez does for the Roughnecks. Ball over the top here. But, you know, does some of that unsung hero work, wins the ball and plays it up to the three in front of him and Sammy Ochoa in front of them.
Yeah, Moffat had 10 goals last season for Orange County. As Calista returns, has some space in front of him, elects to keep the ball. Now will lay off for Ayala. I don't think we'll have much time added here as referee will play advantage. Modu. Kafa. Rivas now. Back towards the center. Not much on that one as Jakubik has that one easily into the opposite end. Here's Ochoa. Bourgeois battling Sammy, as you can hear as the supporter section come to their feet. And the fans applauding Bourgeois. Bourgeois comes over and there's a quick shake there to Sammy. We'll see how much time will be added here.
That's a great battle, isn't it? Bourgeois and, you know,
yeah, don't let Bourgeois fool you. He will use that size. He's a very physical player of his own.
Yeah, and he forced Sammy out there. Sammy gets the throw in for his team.
We'll have 2 minutes added on the board. Calistri. Ugarte just couldn't get there in enough time, and the Roughnecks now will settle, and we'll have a foul in favor of Sacramento, which gives me a chance to tell you they can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. You can tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays, 9 Eastern on Sirius XM FC, Channel 85. Don't forget also Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. You can check out USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
Ugarte's just got to be a little bit careful now, Pop. He got that yellow card. He's just gone in there slightly late. Not as bad as the yellow card challenge, but, you know, persistent fouling is another yellow card. So he's just got to be careful. If he has another couple of challenges, you know, he could get that second yellow. We don't want that to spoil this game. It's 11v11. It's a great game. Playing injury time here at the end of the first half.
Byers comes out, punches that one away out of the box. Good keeping from the man from OKC. This is turning into the potential for one of the games of the week if this continues at this pace from what we've seen so far. Got to be very aware of that man, though. 13. Oh, nice flick there from Sammy, just unable to get to it in enough time. Right idea from Ochoa.
Yeah, Sammy's, you don't quite know what you're going to get, do you? I mean, we know he's a great goal scorer, but, you know, he can produce a magical effort from a long way out, but he can do little tricks like that to create the time and, you know, space for somebody else.
And that will do it for the first half. Scoreless and pretty much statistically even between both of these teams in Sacramento and Tulsa. As we get set to head to the locker room, we will head down on the pitch here in a few moments. A couple of quick thoughts on the first half.
Yeah, 50-50. You know, Tulsa Roughnecks look good on the break, but they've more than matched, you know, Sacramento tonight. Sacramento clearly are a class act. They're a great side. But so far, the defense has been really good for the Roughnecks. I think Christian Mata will possibly rue the fact that he didn't go for goal early on. But really, you would say Byers hasn't really had a save to make either, Pop. So I think the score's about right, 0-0. Can't wait for the second half to begin, to be honest. Great game of football.
Yeah, David Vaudreuil will see exactly where his thoughts lie. Coming up with a page here in just a few moments as you see the Roughnecks players gathering as they get set to head off the field. Speaking of the head coach, Dave Vaudreuil, he is standing by with Paige Martin as we speak, and we'll throw it down pitch level to Paige Martin, who has the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks. Paige?
Coach, coming into this game, Sacramento Republic led the USL in most goals scored. Your team has only allowed them to 4 shots. How big has your back line been for you in this first half?
They've been decent on defense, but I'm not happy the way we are on offense. We've given the ball away too much, and therefore we're sitting back and defending too much. The first 15, 20 minutes, we were going through them pretty easily and playing their half, and then we got a little tired and we got a little lazy, and we end up defending. We should not be defending our half. Every time we press them in their half, we win the ball. But guys they're not sticking with the game plan. They have to stick with the game plan. They've got to also be better with the ball. We're giving the ball away way too much, and that makes you have to defend and defend and defend. So if we're going to drive the game, we have to be better with the ball.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now.
All right, welcome back. Halftime here in Tulsa, One Oak Field. Jeremy Poplin, Dave Saunders with you. You heard Coach Vaught there at halftime. Well, not necessarily quite happy with his offensive performance. Holding Sacramento to 4 shots, though, one of the leading goal-scoring teams coming in on the season. Offensively, though, seem to be a few issues in Dave Vaudreuil's opinion.
Yeah, I think you said on a couple of times there at the page that, you know, too much giving the ball away. And obviously, if you give the ball away to a team like Sacramento Republic, you're going to be on the back foot. So I think defensively he's quite happy, but I think offensively, hold on to the ball.
Yeah, and the one thing that we know about Dave Vaudreuil is that he wants to press forward. He's often concerned with possession at times, thought that, in his words, maybe at times the team got away from some of the game plan a little bit, called them maybe a tad bit lazy at times and not following through with that game plan that they talked about. And now we'll see the adjustments that are made at halftime, and I would assume that you'll see this team come out and start to press a little bit more and try to keep as much possession of that ball as they can.
Yeah, I think the pressing will be the thing, go at Sacramento Republic, but clearly the coach is serious about what he said. He's got a game plan, he's told them what it is in the locker room, and he's not happy that they're following it, Pop. And I think, we will see a different Tulsa coming out in the second half.
Still, though, defensively, Byers hasn't been tested that much as of right now. Done a great job in holding them and limiting the shots, and as we mentioned before, statistically almost 50-50 from what we've seen here in the first half.
Yeah, and I think keeping Sammy Ochoa quiet, and the other two lads up front has been great. As we said, Byers hasn't really had a save to make, and I think to be fair to the coach, he did actually say he's quite pleased with the defensive performance so far.
Well, we shall see what changes are made coming up here in the second half with Coach Vaudreuil and the Roughnecks when they come out of the locker room here at One Oak Field. We'll take a timeout and we'll throw it to piece provided by the USL. Lots of great action not only taking place this week but last week as well, and what a start to the 2017 campaign that it's been inside of the USL.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars, innovative technologies, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
As we go into Week 3 play, let's take a look back at Week 2 of the USL season. Set up by Knoxville Selbel, Carlton Belmar notched his second goal in as many games to secure the 1-0 win for Swope Park Rangers against his former team, Portland Timbers 2. Louisville City converted on 3 of their 8 shots on target to take the win over Orlando City B 3-1, with Orlando's only goal coming off an own goal before half. Louisville came out strong in the second half and were able to put the game away with goals from George Davis IV and Luke Spencer. The Rochester Rhinos jumped out to a 2-goal lead, but in extra time before half, Bethlehem Steel cut the lead to 1 thanks to a Charlie Davies PK. Coming in off the bench, Johan Graf was able to seal the 3-2 win in the final 2 minutes for Rochester. New York Red Bulls 2 played strong defense, shutting out the Richmond Kickers 1-0 in their inaugural game at MSU Soccer Park. Zico Lewis found the back of the net in the 69th minute for the Red Bulls. Andrew Wiedemann and GB led FC Cincinnati to the 1-0 win in Pittsburgh, as GB notched his second goal in as many games. The Riverhounds played most of the game with 10 men after Gale Agbasumade received his second yellow of the game in the 42nd minute. Phoenix Rising struggled to combine in the attacking half as Real Monarchs took the 2-0 win at home, winning their second game in a row as Phoenix fell to 0-2 to start the season. 0-0 at half, the Charlotte Independents controlled 62% of the game's possession, but the Charleston Battery put 2 away within 7 minutes to top Charlotte 2-0 in the Southern Derby. 2 home games, 2 wins for the Tampa Bay Rowdies to open their USL slate. Michael Nanchoff led the team with 2 assists as he set up Damian Lowe and Georgi Ristoff early in the first half for the first 2 goals of the game, as the Rowdies handled Toronto FC 4-0. Oklahoma City Energy FC took to the road for the second week in a row as they faced off with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks in snowy conditions. The game ended in a 1-1 draw with first half goals for both sides as neither team was able to find the difference maker in the second half. Tulsa earned their second win of the season and handed RGV their second loss as Joey Calistri found the back of the net for Tulsa in the 31st minute. A sellout crowd of 5,566 watched St. Louis earn their first win of the season, a 3-2 victory over Ottawa Fury FC, thanks to an own goal deflection in the 88th minute. Billy Forbes led his team for the second week in a row this week, a goal and an assist, and a 3-0 win over LA Galaxy 2. Rafael Castillo notched a goal for himself off Forbes' assist as San Antonio starts their 2017 season 2-0. Brennan Griffiths will be the name remembered for Reno 1868's first goal in the history of the club, but neither Reno nor Vancouver Whitecaps 2 could completely pull away as the game ended in a 1-1 draw. Wilson Nishon's Sammy Ochoa led the charge as Sacramento Republic FC delighted a sellout crowd of 11,569 fans to a 4-0 win over Orange County FC. Nishaw finished the game with 1 goal and 1 assist, combining with Ochoa, who finished with 2 goals. And that's your look around the league. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
So the great action taking place from around the USL as we get set for some of the highlights here in the first half with Tulsa and Sacramento scoreless. Here from One Oak Field, Jeremy Popland and Dave Saunders with you as we have the opening moments of the match. And this was one of the first opportunities that we saw from Tulsa here. Look at that touch, and what a great ball there played towards the back post. And boy, Mata was in the right place, just a tad bit out of his reach on that ball, Dave Saunders.
He was, and this was the big chance. Christian Mata into the side, round the keeper, dragged too wide into the side netting. I hope he gets another opportunity like that in the second half.
Here's Kaffa on his service, and great job of keeping there. And one more opportunity. Here's Bourgeois, who comes up from that back line, very physical player. Keeper was a bit banged up there, and Sacramento has had some opportunities of their own. And there's Moffitt, as we talked about, not afraid to have a go from distance. 10 goals scored last season for Orange County, a lot of those from distance.
A lot of those from distance, but not really anything for Byers to do there. An easy save for him, and defensively, Tulsa have stood up to the task well. 0-0 at half-time. There's one more opportunity here, though.
That was the ball from Calistri that slammed into the side of the net. The assistance flag was up there on the opposite side. And how about this battle right here with Sammy Ochoa coming back into Tulsa and Bourgeois. Bourgeois will come over right here and give the little handshake. Sammy wanted no part of that. And there's Byers coming out to punch that one away. That was towards the end of the second half. And La Union 918, the Hispanic supporter section here in the city of Tulsa, supporting the Tulsa Roughnecks. Here's a look at the halftime stats. Shots on goal, just 4 for Sacramento and only 2 for Tulsa, or it's just shots overall. Shots on goal, 1 apiece. Passing accuracy, almost even across the board. Possession just slightly favoring Sacramento. Only 1 corner so far, and fouls committed. Tulsa leads the way. Total passes, Sacramento shows you just a bit of that edge there in passing accuracy. So like we said, almost even across the board.
It is. I mean, that possession stat for me, Pop, is it 46% to 54%. It's a very, very even game, and it's going to be a very intriguing second half because, as we've said, Tulsa have defended really well and only 4 shots, and really those shots have been from a long way out.
They have. Part of that defense that we've seen a lot of so far here in the first half for Tulsa tonight and through the first half of the season. David Vaudrell set expectations extremely high for this Tulsa Roughnecks side. Said he only wanted to allow 1 or potentially less than 1 goal per game, around 20 to 25 on the entire season. And Bradley Bourgeois could be a big part of that, and we had a chance to catch up with the former University of Tulsa star.
Yeah, Bradley was the #1 guy that I was thinking about when doing interviews right after the game. We only signed him a couple of weeks ago, and as of 2 or 3 days ago, he wasn't expecting to start. So for him to step in, the good thing was, and we knew this going in, it was a good matchup for him and Frater. And, he's just as fast, if not faster than him. He dealt with his physical ability pretty well, and we knew he had all those qualities. And we know that he's confident with the ball, and we still want him to get a little better with his positioning and the way he approaches mentally, how he approaches building out of the back, and where he stands positionally when the play is coming into our box. But he's very quick. As soon as I say something to him, he takes it and he does it. Sometimes you say something and you can see that the wheels are turning and it's not necessarily clicking into place. It clicks into place really quick with him. So that's a great sign as a coach. That's someone that you can give him responsibility. And, he got a lot of responsibility. Come right in and start in a tough situation, in a huge game for us. And he was definitely one of the stars of the game.
Well, there's a look at Sacramento as they get set to get warmed up here as we're almost set for the second half here at One Oak Field. Jeremy Poplin and Dave Saunders with you, and had a look at the halftime statistics and just how even that they've been. And now I'm intrigued to see how this Roughnecks side comes out of the locker room. Coach Vaudreuil not very happy with, at least tactically, from what he's seen from his boys so far, as there he makes his way across the pitch here at One Oak. And we'll see how much more attacking that they've been. Pressing and winning was one of his big keys here in the first half. Thought they might be a little tired and lazy, and you know, that's to be expected somewhat here in the early going of the season. And Coach Vaught has talked openly about how it takes sometimes 2, 3, 4 games into the season before you feel completely fit. Tulsa did try to put pressure on themselves in the preseason as much as possible with some of the games that they played with not only the Chicago Fire there in Chicago, but San Antonio and St. Louis as well. But giving the ball away and setting back far too much for Dave Vaudreuil, and that shows you the difference in styles that was in 2015, 2016 compared to this 17 version of the Roughnecks.
Absolutely, and the coach has got a plan, and the plan wasn't being put into place by his players, according to him. You know, we thought the Roughnecks had a pretty good game. Yes, now thinking about it, we would agree with him that we've given the ball away a few times, and you can't do that at this level, especially to a team that's going to finish in the top, you know, 2 or 3. If not, you know, you might be looking at the USL Western Division champions here. You know, Sacramento are a good side, and Coach Vods he's got his finger on the pulse. He wants these players to do exactly what he says, and we'll see if it improves in the second half for what he wants them to do tonight.
Sammy Ochoa coming back here to Tulsa. What a much anticipated return that has been for Sammy. 20 goals in 2 seasons here with the Roughnecks. You still see the Ochoa number 9 t-shirts throughout the city that were given away last year, and the deep impact that Sammy had here.
He performed well for the Roughnecks, you know, and was obviously the leading goal scorer. Sorry to see him go, but good luck to him this season. There's Byers, who's kept out Mr. Ochoa so far, and away we go in the second half, 0-0, and we just hope it's as good as the first. I mean, no goals, but certainly it was an intriguing battle between 2 good sides.
Assistant's flag is up on the far end. We'll signal a throw-in here for Sacramento here in the early portion. Tonight's broadcast coming to you from the Bank of Oklahoma broadcast booth. Bank of Oklahoma supporting the Roughnecks and helping bring professional soccer back to the city of Tulsa. I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by Dave Saunders on a beautiful night here in Tulsa. There's a nice layback and deflected off of the defender. Still not out of trouble yet, and a shot comes from Blackwood. One of the Roughnecks players got a piece of it. That was Kosuke that came out to challenge on Blackwood, and now a corner coming up for Sacramento.
And a good job that he did come out at him then, wasn't it? Blackwood, left-footed shot, struck it pretty well. But as you say, Kosuke got in the way. Corner to Sacramento, their first corner, would you believe, of the night.
They'll elect to go short towards the back post, and Byers watched that one sail over the top from Nishaw.
Well worked short corner there. Obviously they've been practicing that one, and Nishaw did find probably too much space for Coach Vods' liking there, but his kind of chip towards the back post didn't really have Byers in any sort of trouble at all.
Byers holds the Science and Arts of Oklahoma University record for shutouts with 46. during his time in the collegiate game. There's Kaffa working with Rivas, former UNLV running rebel. Rivas, of course, played with Julian Portugal for a period of time. Portugal, one of the original members in 2015 with the Roughnecks, also at UNLV. Actually made Sacramento through the open tryout last season. Worked his way up. Again, 19 appearances for the native of El Salvador. Here's a turn outside of the 18, lays it off. Pulls back, looking for the cross, leaves it there in the perfect spot, and a goal. Sacramento has jumped on the board here early in the second half, in the 48th minute. And it is Nishaw who finished this one off. And Tulsa concedes a goal here in the early going.
Well, I think you'll see a wonderful assist from Sammy Ochoa. Nishaw will get the plaudits for finishing, but look at this cushioned header down from Ochoa, and there's Nishaw 5 yards out, no one around him, 1-0 to Sacramento Republic early in the second half.
Sammy, between two Roughneck defenders, was able to go up and get that ball and bring it down directly to Nishaw, and he finishes it off.
And that just shows the danger of Sammy Ochoa, doesn't it? I mean, he did everything. He put it on a plate for Nishaw. And now the Roughnecks will need to up their game a little bit offensively.
Last week had the clean sheet there against RGV. Offsides is the call here. But prior, in the season opener, that no longer counts. Tulsa did respond rather quickly after Colorado Springs was able to score their goal. Jakubik.
And this will be a test for the Roughnecks, because if memory serves, we haven't had to come from behind. So this will be an interesting one against a tough side. So we'll really see what they're made of in this third game of the season.
There's a quick throw in for Kaffa. Finds Mata. Mata tried to turn and play that ball to Rivas. Unable to slip it through. And Ugarte heads this one.
And I think, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again, and it's a pretty obvious thing to say. Kaffa is what makes them tick offensively, and he needs to be on the ball. And in the first 5 minutes, he's only touched it once. So Kaffa really needs to keep his head up. They need to feed him the ball, and then he needs to pick out the likes of Kaffa, Rivas, and Calistri.
There's Kiffy. You know, there were several people that were calling this potentially maybe the most talented group that Sacramento has put together so far in their play in USL. Might be hard to argue that with what they have surrounded Sammy with. And again, it all comes down to being able to create space for Ochoa. Throw in here as Mata will provide some press. Clementa will go back to his left. There's Hall, who they hope at some point will be able to push back up into the midfield. Chris Christian and Julius James are thought to be involved in the back at some point. So far, though, the combination of Clementa and Hall, at times a tad bit shaky, but have not conceded yet. Not only here in the first half and through the first several minutes in the second half. here at One Oak, but last week against Orange County as well. There's Bourgeois and Ochoa. Bourgeois now has a seat. Raises his hand for a moment here.
Well, there's two Roughnecks players actually sat on the grass at the moment.
Is that Ugarte that's at the back as well?
I think you're right. Bourgeois is going to get some attention. You're looking at Bourgeois, and there you're looking at Ugarte, thanks to our wonderful team. You can pick them both out there. Look at that for a camera shot. So thank you to the guys again who provide such great service for us. Ugarte's up. Just an important phase of the game now. There's a real break here, and it might just give the Roughnecks a chance just to settle back into this second half. They've gone behind early, and you know, they just need to settle things down and not let us get ragged and give up possession and, you know, watch Sacramento knock it around.
Case & Associates is the home for the Roughnecks players when they're not on the pitch, and you can look to Case for your apartment needs. You can find Case & Associates online at caseusa.com.
I think we might be having a substitution.
Believe we will, yes. So a sub here in the 54th minute. Give us the first opportunity. See Ute Dekovic on for Bourgeois. And we will check on the status of Bourgeois to see exactly what was ailing the central defender. See him behind the board there as Kobe Smith attending to him. But Dekovic now, his first touch there, a little control with some pressure, and then off the deflection, the almost giveaway and a throw-in now for Sacramento.
And of course, Pop, it's, as you were, Jadama has gone from the central midfield holding role back to centre-back to accompany Ugarte. So not too much damage done for the formation, but we sincerely hope that Bradley Bourgeois is going to be okay.
Dekovic played his ball at UNC Charlotte, where his father, while he was here on a work trip, actually was able to provide the video to the coach there at UNC Charlotte, 49ers. Calistri almost got there one more time. It's almost disaster there in the first half when Jakubik did not see Calistri flying in at the last moment, got the initial deflection, but eventually cleared out of danger. Calistri actually interned with the Chicago Fire. Got to see how the front office works there in Chicago. Had 2 shots on goal in his first game against Colorado, Spring Switchbacks FC, and also had the assists at the time. And then got the game winner last week against RGV.
He's a great player, isn't he? And we needed to produce something fantastic tonight for the Roughnecks, who trail by a goal to nil.
Corrales forward for Kaffa. Ball played in. Mata sandwiched in between 3 defenders there. Mata not giving up on that ball by any means. Here's Kosuke.
And that's been the problem for Christian Mata tonight, isn't it? That he's been surrounded by, you know, 2 or 3 defenders. Such has been Sacramento's good defensive play. We've discussed the centre-backs maybe playing out of position, but doesn't look like there's anything wrong with them tonight because they kept Christian Mata quiet, apart from that one chance he had, you know, when he went into the game.
Here comes Brady Ballou on from Seattle University. This is his 3rd year in Tulsa. Ugarte will come off. He is also a bit hobbled, is Francisco. So that's 2 players now that have come off a little hobbled, kind of pointing to that area on the backside of his leg.
And I think Dekovic has gone back into the back 4 pot with Jadama.
Dekovic, the 4th round draft pick of the Fire, 69th overall. Native of Croatia.
So the Roughnecks have actually got 2 players playing centre backs. It's been a story of centre backs tonight, hasn't it? Who started, one started on the bench and the other one started in central midfield. So quite an unusual situation.
Nice little pressure there from Ballou to force that one, and quickly on the other end on the counter on the long ball, Blackwood saves it. Has a run that's played in there towards the back post, and that header sent over the top of the bar. That was a whale of an effort there from Danny Barrera to be able to get up in the air to get a piece of that one.
Well, I'd like to see the replay here, because I don't know whether Barrera could have done better then, or whether the ball was just a little bit over his head and he was having to crane his neck back. But I can tell you that Byers in the Roughnecks goal was having a right go at the defence. There's the ball, and possibly he could have done a bit better there. It was a little bit behind him almost, wasn't it?
From our angle, it looked like that ball was a little bit higher than what it was initially. Good save there from Tulsa. That ball by Ballou over the touchline. Of course, Brady was one of the candidates for Rookie of the Year in 2015, and talked about his struggles last season. Ended up just taking a month off completely from soccer after last year. Said he didn't touch the ball 1 time, did Brady, to kind of gather his thoughts. There's a nice settle from Blackwood. Oh, and the crafty veteran Kosuke comes away with that one.
Yeah, I think, is it Tyler Blackwood there having a little smile there? Look, I think Kosuke thinks he's won one there, I think.
Kosuke, of course, veteran, having won the Supporter Shield there in 2013 with New York Red Bull.
It's a quick shot of Sven Tessen there, who could be coming in.
Kaffa with the cross. A header that's there towards the post, but covered up nicely by Jakubik.
And there you see, you know, no real save for Jakubik to make. The header was a good one, but there's that man Kaffa on the ball.
Just making things happen. That's what Juan Kaffa does.
He's got to be on the ball in this second half now, in this, last 30 minutes for the Roughnecks to get something out of this game.
The 32-year-old from Argentina was on the team of the week in week 1. Here's Blackwood to the opposite end. Moffitt.
Well, all of a sudden, Tyler Blackwood has got the freedom of one out down the left-hand side. It's
Off of his cross, Byers comes out. Ochoa was in the area, but you're right. Had miles of space in front of him.
I think something's going to have to change there. Although, you know, the Roughnecks have got to chase the game a little bit now. Gaps will open up, I'm sure.
Sacramento has kind of turned up the pressure a bit here with the press. See how Tulsa elects to attack it this time. Brady plays back. There's Dekovic. Just came on as a sub. Sprays it wide. Kaffa settles. Time and space. Kaffa sets up to left and upset with himself.
He never quite looked in the right position to hit that one from so far out, did he? You know, having said earlier on the commentary, he makes the game look so simple. Here he just didn't ever set himself correctly, did he? He had loads of space, But good signs for the Roughnecks that he's on the ball.
63rd minute here at One Oak. Sacramento with the 1-0 lead. The goal from Wilson Nishaw and the assist from Sammy Ochoa.
It's Ayala down there claiming there was an elbow.
Ayala has over 100 appearances in the second division there in Mexico.
No elbow for me, and it was Corrales, excuse me, who was in the challenge there. Now Kafa's chatting to the referee.
Ball played in over the top, was able to sneak in behind the Roughneck defense, and good bit of defending there. That's Modu. Was able to take that one away.
That was Nishaw, wasn't it? Just sneaking in behind the defense.
Well played ball as well. Jadama in space, and I have a foul here. The referee wants the Roughnecks to reset. They do so quickly. No runs there towards the corner flag, as that one's just dumped there from Dekovic, who's getting some run here after being sent down on loan from the Fire.
Jakubik was just told by the referee, don't change from right to left to waste time. Kafa was quickly on the scene.
Hard to get anything by Kafa. Difficult touch there. Foul will be against the aforementioned Kafa.
Yeah, foot high there. His knee sure is offside.
And a lot of time there in the Primera Division, there with Boca Juniors and Arsenal and Argentina.
And he needs to stay focused and not get involved. Just get the ball at his feet and do all the stuff we know he can do, Pop, because it's really important now in this 26 minutes that Kafa's on the ball, as we keep saying.
Had 33 appearances in the second division there in Spain. Spent some time with Real Betis, La Liga. Did Kafa.
I think Brady Ballou, by the way, has gone. We normally see him. We're accustomed to seeing him on the right, aren't we, as a winger? There he is on the ball now, but he's just got into that holding midfield role next to Ayala.
Tulsa trying to find a way to equalize. You're trailing by 1. Dekovic is going to have to hustle to try to save that one, unable to do so. And now a corner coming up for the Republic.
Yeah, strange on that one. Ball played back, and it just seemed to gather pace. And there was nothing at all that Dekovic could do to keep that one in. Corner to Sacramento.
Also trying to avoid here is this Byers challenge there. Byers kind of comes up to both knees and throws both hands out, looks around there for a minute. Ochoa in the area.
Yeah, here's the replay. Ochoa goes near post there, just gets something on it, but Byers did well to put him off, and it goes harmlessly over. There's Sammy Ochoa. 3 goals this season.
I'm sure off of the assist from Ochoa, the Sacktown Sports Bar went crazy. And there's another goal on the opposite end, and this time it's Blackwood. Tyler Blackwood has just sent Sacramento into a 2-goal lead here in the 67th minute at One Oak Field.
And again, Sammy Ochoa can claim the assist because he came in, hit a powerful shot. It was a fine save, actually. you have to say, from Byers. But then Blackwood won't get many easier goals than that tap in. You know, here's the replay. Here's the ball over the top. Here's Sammy Ochoa hits that really well. What a great save that is. And that's a shame for the goalkeeper. But there was Blackwood following up 2-0 and now mountain to climb for the Roughnecks.
And they might need a counter in a hurry. Roughnecks might have gotten away with a handball, and finally now the assistance flag goes up. And that was a pretty impressive save from Byers on a shot that had a lot of pace on it from Sammy Ochoa, and Blackwood just following up the way that he should. Seen a couple of goals from Sammy like that so far this season for Sacramento. The native of London. Spent some time last year with Arizona United. Had 8 goals for them. That was second most behind another member of the Republic, Moffitt, who played in Arizona last year. There's a ball that's almost towards the near post. Oh, what an angle from Corrales.
Yeah,
Blue also up there as well.
Yeah, Corrales there steaming down the left-hand side. Here he is. And now this is supposed to be a cross, but he kind of caught it with the outside of his foot and it ends up hitting the post. That could have been an embarrassing moment for the goalkeeper.
That has been the most dangerous opportunity for Tulsa here in the second half.
And no goalkeeper wants to be beaten on their near post.
Foul here in favor of the Roughnecks. Fans, Nike is the official sponsor of the USL. For more information, you can visit nikesoccer.com.
That's a great ball over the top. Could be 3. Great goalkeeping.
Byers one more time.
Yeah. You feel sorry for a goalkeeper who's not really done anything wrong on his side. A 2-0 down pop. I mean, he's really stood firm. He couldn't have done anything with the 2 goals, and he's kept goal really well. But here he is again. Look at that. Nishaw's in there, and out comes Byers and does just enough to foil the danger.
All class tonight from Brian Byers. Kalisari's first touch there, unable to allow him to connect back up with Kosuke. We'll have another substitution. So for Ayala, we'll see the 6'6" Ian Svantussen.
Well, I said earlier on in the commentary that, you know, in the first half, if Coach Vodds was looking to make a change, it possibly could be Svantussen on for Christian Madder. But no, he's gone with 2 up front with Kaffa just in behind now. So Madder and Svantussen, the attacking force now, as I said. Kaffa will sit just in behind them, and we'll see how that works.
Ian spent last year with Rio and OKC. Had a pair of goals in that game against Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC in the home and opener.
A couple of tap-ins, weren't there? We could do with a tap-in tonight, but the Sacramento defense is hard to break down at the moment.
As for our Sacramento fans, Ian's father, Tobias, was a professional tennis player. He was ranked as high as 65. There's a great ball in from Ian, and well, Ian was the trailer in that. And coming up, that was Kaffa one more time, and Rivas was in the vicinity. Ian was also trailing in the proper position if that was going to be a rebound. But Tulsa inching closer now to trying to pull one back.
Yeah, it was good signs. I mean, Kaffa did well there to get the ball in. But again, the defense stood firm. You know, we talk a lot about Kaffa being on the ball, but, you know, we need the likes of Rivas and Calistri as well to perform. You know, they need to be producing something with Kaffa for the front two now. So, you know, 5 exciting players going forward for the Roughnecks. Can they do it?
Hall finds Moffitt. It's also with the press there. Almost another giveaway there from Jakubik. That's 3 tonight, where he's gotten a little lackadaisical there with the ball. Here's that ball from Kaffa.
Yeah, could have been embarrassed, you know, for the second time tonight, but it's got away with it.
Rivas working there in space. Ballou.
Well, Brady Ballou would love nothing more than to score a goal in front of the roustabouts, and this one was pretty high and wide, but I could see the idea behind it.
See there, Coach Vaudrell shouting instructions there to Ballou. Be a foul on Tulsa here as you see Barea, captain's armband on. Corrales there, the guilty party.
Time just beginning to be the real enemy now of the Roughnecks. I would call the Sacramento Republic performance professional, Pop. I think they've been professional. You know, 0-0 they were professional. At 1-0 up they were professional. Now they find themselves 2 up. You know, and the Roughnecks have got a lot of work to do if they're going to get something out of this game.
Sacramento still pressing here. Barea from distance. Good look at Clementa. And we'll have a sub as this will be Elliot Horde. That is out. And Chris Christian in for Horde. As we mentioned earlier, Christian and James are expected to have quite an impact there on the back line for Sacramento. Kosuke takes this one away from Blackwood. Kaffa, nice one touch there. Rivas off of the deflection, and good goalkeeping from Jakubik to come out, deflect that one away.
Wonderful goalkeeping. I think the keeper's hurt, but what an assist there for the chance there from Christian Madden. Now Kaffa's getting involved and saying to the keeper, you know, here's the ball in. Look at that from Christian Madden. That is class. And that is an outstanding save.
Got a scuffle here in front of the goal. Now Kaffa came over and immediately wanted the keeper to get up. There's Mata in there. Cooler heads trying to prevail. Kiffy coming in. Moffitt's just going to take Jakubik and take him completely out of the picture at this time. Kosuke has the ball. Zachoa having a few choice words there. Modu has a hand on him, just making sure to keep Sammy away. Sammy's not afraid to mix it up.
Referee looking for the roughneck, and there it is. It's Kaffa that will get the yellow card. I think Kaffa was just saying, you know, did the keeper go down unnecessarily there?
Well, the problem with this, if we have a chance to see the replay, is while the keeper was down, Kaffa immediately, and you'll see him come flying in. Here's Kaffa right there. He comes over and is going to stand over the top of the keeper. There's Moffitt right there that's trying to keep distance at him. And then that's where Kaffa kind of puts his hand a little bit there. And then this is where, you know, tempers kind of get out of control. Hall had a little shove there. and it was directly in front of the roustabout. So Kaffa gets booked here with the yellow.
And it's been a great game, hasn't it? There's been none of that going on, and it doesn't suit the Roughnecks for that to be broken up like that. They need the flow to go with them here.
There's another ball. Kaffa, nice cut to the inside, cuts back towards the byline, still on the foot. Great ball towards the back post. And the only person that was in the vicinity was Clementa. Now he's having a fight there in the corner. Good job from the Roughnecks to keep this one alive.
This is good pressure from the Roughnecks now. And, you know, we keep saying Kaffa needs to be on the ball, but Sacramento are going to break things up by doing another substitution. But you can see there, everybody back.
You see there the keeper, Jakubik, blowing a kiss there towards the roustabouts, and that's where Kaffa came in. And then the shove there from Hall. 79th minute.
And Sammy Ochoa's coming off. He's going to be substituted here.
And Sammy will take his sweet time, as he typically does. We've seen that a number of times here at One Oak. Fans stay up to date on the latest USL information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 Eastern on Sirius XM-FC, Channel 85. And don't forget, Sirius XM-FC will air the USL Game of the Week. You can check out USL.com for more information. There's a driven ball in and a poor clearance by Hall that will result in a corner now for Tulsa here in the 79th.
Yep, still pressure being applied here. Harry Williams has come on for Sacramento. Here's Kaffa's corner.
Boy, no one was marking up Christian Motto on the back post, and that ball almost curving in. Wow.
Well, he can do it from anywhere, can't he? I mean, nobody else would have tried that, but Kaffa did. Here he is again.
Referee wants to halt this as Svantusson finishes it at the back of the net, but the referee had halted play. And now the referee wants to have a word with Ian. The service was already there, not quite exactly sure. Now the referee says play on. Ball one more time towards the back post, leaks out. Oh, Mata just couldn't get to it enough time. Out to Brady. Brady has a goal. That one's off the post, settled, and back and fired into the back of the net. And Tulsa has pulled back within one. What a fantastic goal. Was that Joaquin Rivas?
Well, Brady Ballou had an effort a few minutes ago that was well wide of the target, but look at this shot from Brady Ballou. Mata has the first one blocked. That's a good block. And here's Ballou here. Watch this. Curls it. It hits the bar. And there is Mr. Calistri to finish. And we now have a game on our hands with 10 minutes left.
Rivas was right there, but it bounced out directly to Calistri. He settled, let one go, and has pulled the Roughnecks back within one. That's the second goal of the season for Calistri after the game winner last week against RGV.
Wonderful effort from Brady Ballou that really made that goal. But Calistri there on the follow-up, and to be fair, the keeper didn't even dive for Ballou, so he possibly didn't recover in time there.
Kiffey had a lot of space and tried to pull this one back. It was a ball that's just dumped to the opposite end, and well, you could kind of sense that kind of re-energized not only the fans here, but maybe have a little more bounce in the step here of the Roughnecks.
And Pop, credit the coach, because the Roughnecks are really playing with 4 strikers now, if you like. And then throw in, you know, a creative midfield. It really is very, very attacking at the moment. But of course, you don't want to concede a third. That would be the end of the night.
Jadama. Dekovic. Throw in. Wanted to go quickly. Svantusson kind of brought down, then slung down from behind. That will result in a foul. Sacramento might have gotten away with one, but that last effort there, big smile on the face of Ian.
And now there's more pushing and shoving there. Mata getting involved. with the substitute, Christian. Now, what's Kafa got up his sleeve here? It's obviously slightly the wrong side from being a left footer, but you never know with this man.
Now the wind is blowing almost directly across the pitch. It's at quite a pace right now. We'll see how this affects the ball in from Kafa. Ball from Kafa. Oh, Rivas came flying in at the last moment. Kosuke puts it back into the box with a header. Calistri back out. Roughnecks will build from here. Little press here. Blue inside the box. It leaves down. Oh, the shot is blocked. Boy, Mata's volley there. Still not done yet. Just missed.
Do you know what, Pop? With my naked eye, I wonder whether it's blocked by his own man here. Christian.
It was.
Yeah, look. And that's Big Ian there getting in the way. Couldn't really get out the way, to be fair to him. Great hit from Mata.
Nah, Mata was only a few yards away. Ian was in no man's land. Jakubik. See now maybe if Sacramento can't settle down a bit here, hold some of the possession. They have not been very fortunate. There's a giveaway here in the last couple of minutes as far as hanging on to the ball. Here's Kafa. One touch past Moffitt, and dumped down is Kafa. And this place will come unglued if Tulsa is able to find the equalizer.
Yeah, it was good atmosphere in the stadium, and the fans trying to suck the ball into the net there. They've done it once. Can they do it again? Now, Kafa may fancy a go from here, Pop, although I'd say that's, what, 35 out? It's quite a long way out.
Oh, Ian got a piece of the header. Not much, but another brilliant ball in from number 10.
It was a class ball in, wasn't it? Like I said in the commentary, it was probably too far out to have a go, but Ian just didn't get enough on that. Now two players collide in the midfield.
That was Calistri on one of the collisions, and now the referee's going to stop play while Kafa had the ball in clear amount of possession. Oh, Rivas is upset, as he should be. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com.
Yeah, that's, well, here's the chance there. Just Big Ian not getting enough on that. If he got some more on that, we could have been looking at 2-2. Great ball in, as we said, the quality was in. And now will Sacramento give the ball back? Well, that's unfortunate because they wanted their possession because they were in full flight there. So surely Sacramento have got to give the ball back here with 5 minutes to go. And Pop, I'm telling you, there must be 5 minutes on that clock already.
There's going to be a lot of time. Mata just outside of the 18. Blackwood, Kosuke takes Blackwood off of the ball. If you notice, Dave, Mata has even kind of dropped back in a few instances to try to help out there with some of the possession, because like you said, it's basically playing up top with 4 right now for Tulsa. Nice touch there from Kafa.
That'll be a corner. Yeah, you're right, Pop. It's a good point you make. I mean, with 4 strikers, you've still got... You're right. They've all got to do their bit. Here's Kafa's corner.
Far post. Oh, the volley just missed from Corrales. Woo! May not get another opportunity as great as that one for Corrales.
Look at this ball. He's on his own. He can steady himself, and he's a yard over. He caught it well enough with his left foot. And again, the number 10 for the Roughnecks produces a bit of magic. Now Blackwood's going to make way.
This will be Gissy, who comes in for Blackwood. USL continues its growth, and its growth means more opportunity for the fans. You can stay up to date with the latest news and information from around the league. USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Monday at 9 Eastern on Sirius XM FC, Channel 85. They'll also air the Game of the Week. Check out USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
Well, this has been some game up to now, and are we in for a grandstand finish here?
Shadama really has no one out to the outside edge here towards the touchline. All the Roughnecks players were kind of bunched in there centrally, and Shadama had to play this one to the back line. Not much width there from Tulsa. And that ball from Dekovic. Tulsa has to be careful here. Good job tracking back there from Sventussen.
Yeah, like you said, it's the point you made about Madden. Now Sventussen has done it as well. Brilliant.
Mata just unable to get to that ball. Now here's Nishaw. Kosuke out to track him down. And move from Nishaw to go to the corner, try to run as much clock as possible. Gissy comes away with it. There's Byers who comes out. It's also fortunate. Long ball for Mata to try to run onto. Results in a corner now, as we'll find out here in just one moment exactly how much stoppage time. Shakubik a bit mocking there with Kaffa. Of course, those two had words with each other previously. Four minutes of time added onto the board.
I have to say, I thought it was going to be more like 6. I think 4's not quite enough for me, but you're normally the expert on that, my friend.
Subs that we've had, plus with the extracurricular, I thought that we at least might see 5. Here's Ballou. Turns and faces. Lost control for a moment. Kosuke. Service towards the penalty area. Ian there. And a Sacramento player that falls down. I believe that was Hall. As the tension mounts. With Tulsa trying to find the equalizer to pull a result out of this. There's a foul from behind on Berea. Ballou was down for a moment.
Well, I think it's kitchen sink time, and I think Ian Sventussen is the one that we want to get this on to. That was a good header from Jadema, but it was just too far in for the keeper to collect there.
Long ball from Kiffy. Byers has to wait. Foul there on Brady.
I think he did pull back Cazares' arm there, to be fair. And Sacramento can take some precious time out of this one. I think you'll see Brady Ballou get hold of the arm here. Pull back. There you go, on the shirt.
Foul on the Roughnecks. You can head to your local Green Country Chevy dealer and take on the new face of Strong, the 2016 Silverado 1500. Roughnecks have an opportunity here for maybe one or two final good pushes. Adama out wide. Calistri tries to track this one down in between two players. One touch there. And
that's good play from Calistri. Like we've said in the commentary, he had to go back and defend there. That's a good ball.
Kaffa's header. It's played back. There it is. An opportunity just missed. Oh, Mata.
Paul
you can see the reaction from the bench.
Paul Buckle's going absolutely mad. The Roughnecks bench are on their knees. Let's see this one again.
It was Rivas.
Yeah, Rivas back here, and here's Mata, and he just side foots it wide. That would have brought the house down, as you said.
Mata's had the opportunity to have 2-3 goals this evening.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Maybe one last strong push here. They can find a way to keep possession. This ball sent out of play quickly.
Christian Mata's down there disappointed, but he might just get one more opportunity.
Byers. Offside says the assistance flag is up. And Jakubik has it anyway. That was Modu, who was down in the box.
Yeah, I think there was a line of about 4 orange shirts, and I think the assistant could have picked anyone from 4, to be honest.
I know the roustabouts were upset, but the assistance flag was well up in the air before that came in, and that will do it. Sacramento has come into One Oak in a tension-filled last 10 minutes of this contest, with Tulsa able to pull back within 1 on the goal by Calistri, and then Sacramento had to hang on for this one, hang on for dear life, as Tulsa with the press put pressure on. Several opportunities there in the final moments to pull a point out of this one. As you see, David Irving, last year's Roughnecks coach, with Sammy Ochoa having a conversation. Sammy making his presence felt here this evening. And Sacramento now undefeated on the season at 3-0 and 9 points.
I will say, and there's 2 great friends as well, Christian Mata and Sammy Ochoa. And I'm sure Christian will be saying, yeah, Sammy, I'm not quite up to your standard yet. I should have put that away at the end there. But a couple of opportunities. But, you know, he's tried hard tonight, Christian Mata, and he shakes hands again with Sammy Ochoa. There's the Byers, who, you know, again, it feels sorry for him being on the losing side, Pop, because he's gone down 2-1. And, you know, couldn't really have saved either of the goals, but a brave performance. They'll take a lot from this, the Roughnecks. You know, there'll be some things that Coach Vods will say we've got to do better, but they will take pride in the fight back and the bravery of them putting, you know, 4-5 strikers on at the end. But I will say again, I think Sacramento have come into town and done a thoroughly professional job, and they're a good team. They're going to be up there or thereabouts at the end of the season.
And Sacramento will have to admit this is a much different looking Roughneck team from what they've been used to, especially last season. And we're looking forward to having another opportunity between these two teams. And Roughnecks are proving that they're going to be a handful for everyone inside the Western Conference. As the Republic winners here tonight 2-1. Still have a opportunity to go down on the field here in a few moments with Dave Vaudreuil, the head coach of the Roughnecks. And Bourgeois, you can still see there, that'll be something to keep an eye on with Bourgeois. He does not look like that he's able to put much pressure on that leg at all. And if there's one area that at least concerns me from the Tulsa perspective is the depth for them, and especially with Fernandez away with the under-20s right now. That camp wraps up, I believe, on the 10th. He's been gone. It ran through the 3rd through the 10th as a Roughnecks gathering. And I thought you had the best way to describe Sacramento, and that was just professional here this evening.
I think so, Pop, because even at 0-0, they would have gone in at half-time and said, right, we're going to keep doing the things that we've been doing. Yes, we recognise, as you've said, Tulsa are a much different outfit this season. They came out in the second half, they got the goal, and then even at 1-0 up, they were still professional. They got their second, and they go on to win the game.
Roughnecks fall 2-1. Believe we might be ready to go down on the field with the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, David Vaudreuil.
Buenas noches, David. ¿Qué ha pasado hoy?
No, es un buen equipo, Sacramento. Ellos estaban jugando mucho mejor para 60, 70 minutos. Y para mí es una lástima que el último 15 minutos del primer mitad ellos estaban haciendo todo, estábamos defendiendo, y en la primera 10 minutos del segundo tiempo estamos regalando el balón y estamos defendiendo. Yo estoy contento que estaba jugando muy bien el último 10, 12, 15 minutos, y hay oportunidades y chances en frente al arco que estamos un poco mal suerte, pero ellos están el mejor equipo hoy. Yo creo que estamos mejorando, pero es muy claro que no estamos 100% y tenemos que trabajar muy duro.
¿Crees que la victoria de los Sacramento ha sido justa?
Sí, pero para nosotros, yo creo que en los primeros 15 minutos estábamos jugando muy bien. Combinaciones, estamos en la mitad de ellos, pero regalando balón. Estamos 3 contra 3 o en el contraataque, está en aire, estamos despejando, no tenemos a prisa en este momento, tenemos que apretar ellos. Ellos tienen toda la presión y estamos jugando en el último tercer de la cancha como tenemos a prisa.
¿Os ha faltado suerte, fortuna en los últimos minutos para empatar? ¿Habéis tenido varias ocasiones para lograr el 2-2?
Sí, es normal. Tenemos buen carácter y buena actitud y estamos jugando y luchando con todo, con 10 jugadores. Estamos en el área de ellos, pero es antes del último 10 minutos que tenemos que dominar el juego. Estamos defendiendo y regalando el balón demasiado.
Muchas gracias, David.
Un placer.
Short tonight with the 2-1 loss. What would you say was kind of the missing part from your squad tonight?
I think it was the same as what we talked about at halftime. We spent the last 15 minutes of the first half defending and losing our shape and playing deeper and deeper on our end. And, we went in at halftime and talked about some things, and we came out and we gave the ball away right away, and we were back in our own defending again. So they were better than us in those key parts of the game. I think about 60, 70 minutes of the game, they were better than us, a little bit better than us. We had some very good short stretches where you saw us play really good soccer, good combinations, and real dangerous, but, we didn't put it together long enough. This team is too good and too fit for us just to play well, for short stretches of time. And it was good. Obviously, we have good character and good attitude. It was good that we went and threw the kitchen sink at them, and we had 3 or 4 chances, 2 or 3 great chances. I mean, I think we hit him in the head with the one, and Mata just barely missed with a nice open shot in close. And but in general, I feel like they were the better team tonight.
Moving forward now, the Roughnecks face their first road game of the season, traveling to Rio Grande Valley on April 22nd. It leaves about a 2-week break between now and then. What are some areas that your team really needs to focus on during that time?
Well, I mean, the most important thing is team fitness. You know, we have these 2 weeks, and we absolutely have to get over the hump. You know, we knew the second game against RGV that we were going to struggle with fitness, and I think it was obvious that we were not as fit as Sacramento was today. So, but now there's no excuses. We've had 3 really good hard games where we played hard for 90 minutes, and now we have 2 weeks to focus on, you know, how do we continue to impose our will on the other team for 90 minutes, not just for 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 50 minutes. How can we, you know, keep pressing? You saw at the beginning 20 minutes, every time we pressed the ball, we won it, but we weren't able to keep that up, you know. So we have 2 weeks to really go in there, and I think, you know, it should be a team that should say we're at 100% fitness for RGV.
Thank you, Coach. All right, we're going to send it right back up to Pop and Dave.
Well, you heard it there from the boss, David Vaudreuil. Thoughts on some of his comments?
Well, I think the more I hear the man speak, the more impressed I am with his professionalism. He has paid tribute to the visitors tonight and said they were better than Tulsa tonight. Sacramento were the better team, and I think it goes back to my previous comments that Sacramento knew how to handle the game, especially when they went to a goal up. Yes, he said they were good in parts. You know, they threw the kitchen sink at them. We had some chances near the end. But overall, for 65, 70 minutes, he said there that Sacramento were the better side. Good point by Paige there. She makes and asked him, you know, a 2-week break now. They've really got to settle down, sit down, assess the injuries. It'll give Bouchoir a bit of a chance to get over that injury. They'll work on their fitness and conditioning, and then they'll come up against, you know, some sides that possibly won't be as good as Sacramento tonight. So, you know, there's hope. I think you know, it's a hopeful interview, but I thought a very professional and honest assessment of tonight, Pop.
First half, only 4 shots for Sacramento. They finished with 16 on the night, 14 shots in the second half. Of course, those 2 goals. Tulsa had 14 shots as well, 5 of those on target. And as well, when you just look at possession rate, Tulsa with the slight edge, 51% to 48%. Most of the aerials won by Sacramento. 20 interceptions, though, from Sacramento for just 8 for Tulsa. That kind of tells the story there a little bit about what Coach was talking about with success rate and also giving away the ball, which he thought that they did a bit too many times. And I think this break will do them some good to kind of regroup here and then get set to go on the road. And we know what type of challenges are present when you go on the road for the very first time. And this is a side that we're going to see away from One Oak Field here for a couple of weeks in a row and not be back until the month of May. I like their fight, though. That's one area that I will give them credit, is in that final 10-minute session and 5 minutes of stoppage time that we saw, this team was not willing to give up. And I think Coach Vaught would tell you that if we played more of that attacking style there in the final 10 minutes, might have a different outcome from what we've seen here this evening.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, when you're chasing the game, you are going to throw the kitchen sink. Balls are going to go in there, which they don't normally go on in the, you know, first, 80, 75 minutes of the game. You don't play the end of the game like you do throughout the whole game, if that makes sense with my comments. But what will be interesting now, as you said, Pop, is they go on the road, and that's a different style that you play away from home, isn't it? And you never know, it might suit
the Tulsa Soccer Show,
and Roughnecks to just go away for a little while and then come back in, a month's time, back here to One Oak. And I hope the folks that came tonight saw enough to bring them back, because, you know, they've seen some attractive soccer, and that was a good game of football tonight between 2 good sides who wanted to play the game in the right way. So come back and see them again here at One Oak, because they're a really, really good team.
Tonight's broadcast originating from the Bank of Oklahoma broadcast booth. Bank of Oklahoma proud to support the Roughnecks in their return. And look at that, Coach Vaught going down there and celebrating with a young man who has a Roughnecks hat on and still flashing that smile, which is all too important to try to get some of these fans to come back out and making sure to shake all of their hands. Well, partner, that was a whale of a game, back and forth between both sides. Ultimately, they end up coming up short on 2-1, but I thought a very equally matched game here this evening at Tulsa in the return of Sammy Ochoa.
Very, very equally matched. Good to see Sammy back. Shame for the Roughnecks they haven't come out on top, but you know me, Pop, I'm ever the optimist, and I think there have been enough positives to take out of that game for Coach Vodds to sit down when he reviews the film and say, yeah, we did some good things, but here are the things we need to work on. And he's a great, great guy, and the more I see him, the more impressed I am with him. Tulsa Roughneck fans, you're in good hands.
I want to say thank you to Alan, doing a great job as always, running the show from behind the scenes, and thank you to each and every single last one of you who helped make this production possible, from all the members of the camera crew, and especially to the fans that came out to support the Roughnecks here this evening as they ultimately fall 2-1 to Sacramento. Plenty of opportunities here, especially in the waning moments. This was one of the early ones that we saw from Bourgeois. And Sacramento with Moffitt having a go from distance off of the deflection. And there's that great battle that we saw towards the end of the first half. And Sammy Ochoa with Bourgeois, and Sammy kind of nudging Bradley and wanting to give each other the proper respects. Byers, even though ultimately giving up 2 goals. Incredible night from Byers one more time. There's the assist from Sammy, who sets up the first goal of the night, and just a brilliant play from 13.
Yeah, it was. That is a cushioned header, and Blackwood can't believe his luck. He's here, excuse me, Nishaw getting that one. You know, great assist, and you'll see another assist from Sammy here with a shot. Great save, this outstanding save, and I really felt sorry for the Roughnecks keeper there, Byers. That was an outstanding save. Look at this right hand here, look. But again, a tap in as the defense just don't quite get back there. That was 2-0.
That's the game winner from Blackwood. Here's that ball that almost caught the keeper off guard on the near post. We'll have a look at it one more time.
That was more pressure later, wasn't it, from Kaffer? And then we got this shot here from Blue that hits the bar. And there's Calistri with the finish. That's a great shot from Ballou, and then Calistri. There it is. What a curling shot from Brady Ballou. That's good to see him back. And then Calistri, that's a class finish as well. And that gave us a grandstand finish. There were more chances in the last 10 minutes, but Calistri scores for the second time in as many games. There's Corrales just volleying. Possibly on another night, that would have gone in the roof of the net. And still we had another chance to come later on. Of course, Christian Mudder's chance, which again on another night he would have put away. But brave effort at the end there, Pop, but just wasn't meant to be.
Thank you for everyone for helping make it possible. Final stats on the night. Shots, 16 for Sacramento, 14 for Tulsa. 7 of those on frame for the Republic, and 5 for Tulsa. Total passes, Tulsa there, 79% in the accuracy with 433. And that slight edge in possession as well. And the fouls committed, we saw that pick up there in the second half as well, 12-10. That'll wrap it up from all of us here at One Oak Field at downtown Tulsa as the Roughnecks fall this evening 2-1 to Sacramento. 9 points top of the table for them in the West, and Tulsa has 3 points from the first 3 matches of the season here at One Oak. For my partner, David Saunders, as we say goodnight to you from the backdrop of downtown Tulsa, the beautiful site that it is, saying have a good weekend from all of us here in Tulsa, and we'll catch you next time back live from One Oak Field. Jeremy Poplin signing off.
Or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.